Jared and Katie in the morning, 107.5 KZL. Matt, all we know is that he went to the most bougie wedding of all time, and he found out exactly how much was spent on the wedding, and he's going to tell us, and I love everything about that. But we don't know any details other than that. Matt?
Let me ask you this question. Do you want me to tell you some of the details, and then you all try to guess the cost?
Yes.
Or do you want me to just go
Yes.
ahead? Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll set the scene here. So this was one of my college roommates, lives in Orlando, Florida. When he was in school with me, he lived in Miami. His dad kind of built and started, I don't want to say owned because that's weird to say, but a lot of private schools.
Okay.
A lot of private schools.
Multiple
Okay.
private schools.
And owned them.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So they've always been very well off, and he's always been. It was my friend Hugo. He's originally, his family's from Chile, so he's always been very like family focused. I love that about his culture. He doesn't talk to me without asking, "How's your mom? How's your sister? How's the
That's
family?"
nice.
Always, always, always. And so we go to the wedding, and it's in a humongous, beautiful Catholic church. And initially, the invitation says this is an all black wedding. So this is not black
So
tie.
no white people.
I don't. You don't have to wear a tux. You can wear just a black suit.
I misunderstood.
But it's black. You cannot wear. There's no like navy suit. There's no colorful dresses. It is all black.
Got it.
So it's like, okay, so now I have to figure out all black. Got it. So then the ceremony happens. Beautiful ceremony. We go to the reception, which is at this beautiful hotel. The hotel, if you're just staying there on a regular night, $400 to $500 a night hotel.
What was the name of the hotel? Do you know?
The Aurora in Orlando.
Okay.
Sounds
it's
fancy.
It's in the Winter Park, Florida area.
Okay.
So just outside of Orlando. We get there. They're passing the hors d'oeuvres, which are shrimp, chicken and waffles on a stick.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some kind of crab, something that they're passing around. I mean, three or four
now
things.
it's getting more bougie.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, okay, shrimp and chicken. Well, cool.
But,
Yeah,
but
but
the
crab.
way
you
they
said,
prepare it.
when you're
the way
like
they prepare
crab something or other, then I know because you
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's getting more because I'm the same way. I'm like, I sent Katie a picture of some food last time. I'm like, what is this? And
Yeah.
she knew right away.
Yeah, when you look at the appetizer, even the shrimp they brought around, I'm like, is that shrimp? It looks like it's disguised as something else. So when they take food like that and make it look like something else fancy. Open bar, beer, wine, liquor, everything.
Okay,
and
I'm adding up.
they had signature cocktails.
Okay.
So all you wanted to. Then I see the groom at the cocktail hour, and I'm like, hey, buddy, it's so good to see you. This is beautiful. He said, thank you. We're about to go in for the reception. He said, but I have to go upstairs. I have to change.
Oh, so he did a costume
he
change
did a
in the
costume
middle.
change.
Got it.
He went from black blazer to white blazer.
Oh, that's very
Oh,
regal.
wow.
Yes, for the
Mhm, that is
reception.
regal.
The bride went from long, flowy wedding dress to long, straight, just to her ankle wedding dress. We go into the reception. It's they've got the DJ says we'll be your DJ team for the night. I'll be here for most of the night, and then later on we've got another DJ coming in to close out the night.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So he was playing more of like the fun dance stuff, and then these two, they're really into going to music festivals, and so they had a legitimate EDM DJ coming in to perform the last hour and a half.
Do
of
we
the-
know what
Wow.
legitimate DJ it is? Because that's
I
going to
did-
define a
Was it
lot.
marshmallow?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, Diplo. No. It wasn't somebody like that, but it was somebody who specialized in
Okay.
putting together EDM music. Because by that point in the reception, I'm looking around going, I don't get this. I need to leave.
Okay.
Dinner.
This is not Footloose.
Dinner was filet,
And it was a sit-down plated meal?
sit-down plated meal,
Approximately how many people?
186 people.
Okay, filet.
I did get that number as well. We had filet. We had the salad appetizer. They poured champagne for everybody at every table for the toasts. Bride and groom came in, and when they started doing their dances, it wasn't choreographed, but it was definitely not just the typical, all right, I'm going to put my hands on your hips, you put your head on my shoulder, and we'll just
When
kind
I
of
dip, you dip.
sway back and forth a little bit, right?
Right.
They
Yeah.
were doing spins and things like that.
Like
and
they
then
took some lessons,
they
probably.
took some lessons.
Oh, geez.
At one point, he went during the chorus of the first dance. He reaches around, he picks her up and lifts her, and sparklers shoot off behind them. like the fireworks on the 4th. It's like the fountain of fireworks.
So they had pyro?
They had pyro at the wedding.
Was the fire department on standby or no?
I don't know. I don't know what they had to pay to the hotel to get approval to do this indoors.
Yes.
Wow.
Because it was definitely touching the ceiling, but when nobody knew this was happening.
That's
Okay.
like great white issue, but go ahead.
That pyro went off at least 5 times during the first dance. It would go off and then it would stop and then it would go
Okay.
off again and stop.
Okay.
The next thing that was that made me think this is bougie. We were on the dance floor. It was during the early DJ, so it was Dancing Queen. So it wasn't like the EDM version of Dancing Queen.
That would be odd.
Everybody's dancing. Apparently, the bride loves the song. She got out there right in the middle of the dance floor, and in that moment, a confetti cannon went off and shot confetti and rained confetti over
Okay.
everybody.
Confetti
Okay.
cannon. I'm writing this all down.
Okay.
All right.
Matt, I know that men don't typically care about the florals, but talk to me about the floral situation. Everywhere out of control.
Yes, there were floral arches above the DJ.
You said
There
arch.
was
Floral
there was a
arch.
photo booth. There was chandeliers hanging. There were floral pieces everywhere, especially at the middle of the
chandeliers
table.
that they
I don't
brought?
know. I don't know
Oh,
if that
it's
was
a
part of
hotel.
it.
Okay.
I could absolutely see this being part of this hotel. It was a very
Okay.
nice hotel.
Oh, okay.
The other thing, and then the wedding cake was delicious. They had a I don't want
Matt
to call
doesn't
it like
know
a
any of the other details. He's like, it was
It was
delicious.
delicious.
the
Cake was
the
good.
post. I don't want to call it an appetizer. It was almost like but halfway through the reception, they had a French fry bar.
Oh, like late night.
Late
Like
night
quote,
snack.
unquote,
So they
late
had a
night,
French
yeah.
fry bar with all the toppings that you'd want on these
Ooh,
French fries
yeah,
for
that's
anybody
delicious.
that wanted it. And then I'm trying to think. I feel like the photo booth that had it, like it would text you the pictures instantly to the gallery, things like that. I don't know that I'm trying to think if there was anything else that really stood out.
What about at the end when they were like kind of on their way off? Was it like what kind of cars or limos or?
They had a stretch Hummer limousine
Okay.
that they rode
All right.
to the ceremony, from ceremony to reception, and then left from reception.
Okay.
But they were also staying at the hotel, so they might have just come back.
Yeah, that's just
Right,
that's
right.
just a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we're going off now.
Right.
No, we're way too tired.
Right.
We're going back to the room.
They just
Drive us
circle.
around back, and we
Yeah.
go up to the
Right.
room.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I feel like that. Oh, and I'll say this too: the napkins were so nice. One of my friends brought it home.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, the napkins
nice
were so
napkin.
nice. One
Yeah.
of my friends brought it home. He did say what he wants to do is when they have their first child, he wants to have the baby's name put on it and send it back to him
Oh.
and be like,
that's
do you
nice.
remember this napkin?
Cute.
You paid for it.
Yeah.
What
Um,
about transportation for the guests after the wedding, to and from?
From the wedding to the reception, no. However, they did have valet parking for all of the attendees
Okay.
that they covered. We didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, they covered it. Okay.
Yep, we did not have to pay for the valet.
Now for the blow in each person's room, how much? Is that for all 100? Was it per person or just the room?
I was in an Airbnb offsite, so I did not stay
Oh.
in that
All right,
hotel, so
fine.
I can't
Okay.
speak to the drugs that were provided.
You were
Okay.
in staying off-site because the hotel was too expensive to stay at.
Well, so my mom got invited because again, the way that he feels about people's families is unbelievable, and with going to school locally and then his family being so far away, he spent like some holidays with us.
Ah.
And so my mom really meant a lot to him, so he invited my mom and my sister to also attend. So there were 4 of us, and it's like, do we want to get one? We could find an Airbnb just as cheap, so we just went the Airbnb route
Gotcha.
instead.
Okay.
So, do you have any other questions that you would like to know about the
Again,
Are
how
we
much
all
was the hotel?
guessing?
Yes. How
the,
much was the hotel?
the
again?
hotel? If you now they did get a group rate for people who use the wedding code,
Mhm.
but non-group rate over $500 a night.
And how long? What were the
And-
hours
And how
between?
many people?
186
186
We
people.
don't know how many people stayed at the hotel.
people. Oh. Mm-mm.
Okay.
And I don't know how many people stayed at the hotel. Ceremony was at 3:30. Reception lasted until 11:30.
Was the reception immediately following?
Did
So
they have, like at my wedding, the first one, did they have Papa John's pizza?
No, it was the
The
it
late
was
night
the
fries.
It was the
Oh,
fillet with
okay.
potatoes
Fry
and
bars
asparagus
is
and all that stuff.
unbelievable. I love French fries, and the fact that they had a late night fry bar
Oh
with
my
all
gosh.
the toppings. That's when I would go. You can say, get it.
Yeah.
I
Get
would,
it?
I would
Yeah.
get it.
Get it?
Yep,
I don't
did.
want to, like toot my own horn or anything, but we also had late night snacks.
You did?
French fries,
Mhm.
burgers.
How much
yeah.
did yours, can you say?
I don't even know.
But that was
I
not
don't even know.
today's
Yeah.
prices, or even more
Yeah.
expensive.
Okay. Let's.
each of us
see
say-
Hold
And-
on.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Let me get, let's see.
I'm really hopeful that y'all don't overshoot here, and I didn't oversell
We gotta
it.
do that. We gotta do the Price is Right type of thing. You know what I mean?
Closest without going
Right.
over.
You have, you can't go over.
Hmm.
Oh, I think mean, why can't it just be closest?
Okay.
If you're off by $1,000, but somebody's like off $50,000, and the person that went over just the closest one.
Okay.
Well, they've always done that. I mean, the Price is Right.
Well, we're just trying to get closest to the price, though.
I as with my name on the show and Katie's, I want if you go over, you're out. This is very
Here
important.
comes
to me.
I'm going
$1.
to try to. Yes,
The
I'm just going to say I'm
$1
doing
bid.
the $1 bid.
That way you don't say something crazy.
Who's going first?
Katie, you wrote more down. Do you want to go first?
Oh gosh, I'm really mad about. Okay, given all that you have presented, my guess for this wedding, $250,000.
Good Lord.
We know that's wrong.
Don't
Okay.
react.
Sorry.
Don't
Sorry.
react, please.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely oversold it.
Oh, you
All right.
did?
So
oh.
I will say $999,000.
Okay.
Not 900. Sorry.
$1 million.
No,
That's
sorry.
not ridiculous.
99. Yeah.
$1
Too many
million.
nines. Hold on. Let me do mine again. $99,999.
Okay. Jason,
$100,000.
$115,000.
I'm right.
No, you weren't right. You were closest.
You were close.
Yes.
Dang it.
Yep.
Okay.
$115,000. I was still
Holy
shocked.
crap.
As soon as they said 6 digits, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
That's insane.
For a wedding?
You really got me with the EDM DJs switch out, and you really got me with the floral arches,
Yeah.
and you really got me with the first dance and all the pyro.
The pyro, I don't know what the pyro cost individually.
Okay.
But
I don't either.
Because I
I don't
didn't
either.
get an itemized list. One of my friends and I went up to him after the wedding and we're like, man, this was so beautiful. This was awesome. He said, thank you. Yes, he just let it out there for you to enjoy this, for you to have this experience is what he said. For you to have this experience is
Not
what we
just you
said.
particularly.
Right. Oh, we were like, wow, thanks for telling us. Because, we're sitting around the table going, what do you think pyro costs at a wedding? What do you think this?
Oh, yeah.
And we were just guessing. And then for him to just throw it out there, we were like, this was so beautiful. Thanks, Joe. We spent $150,000 for you to have this experience.
Why would he say that, though?
Yeah, I don't know. That's odd.
I
That's
don't-
an
I
odd
don't
thing
know.
to
I
say.
think that's kind of like,
It's a flex.
Tacky?
yeah, it's tacky. It's like, for me, then, if you're going to be judging how I should be so grateful for you spending this money, because it really should be, but then I could be at a wedding that's $10,000.
The
Yeah,
thing
right.
is, with this roommate, because
Y'all are so close.
we are so close, but he's also there is a cultural gap in the things that he does and says versus
Oh, that
what
makes
I think you
sense.
would see, because he is Chilean and his family speaks fluent. Like most
They
of
have
them
sea
speak
bass on the
fluent
menu?
Spanish. I don't know what the fish. There was a fish option, but I was like, no, give me the steak. Give me the steak. Oh, Chilean sea bass.
Yeah, I got it.
They might have.
Because he used to say things to people that he. It was almost like during college we were also teaching him how to
Cuss.
but exist in a society in America.
That's helpful,
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
Because
yeah.
there were some cultural differences. Like there was a time I remember we went out to a bar. It was like a Thursday or Friday night. We went out and he saw a girl that he thought was attractive, and he walked straight up to her. He grabbed her hair and just went. And then he looked at her.
They're like, one day you could be president.
And he looked at her and he said, "You smell like a sexy strawberry."
Oh.
And I just thought to myself,
Did he say it like with a Borat accent?
well, he's no in his deep Chilean. You smell like a sexy strawberry.
Oh.
On a
Very
scale-
like romantic. His voice very
What did the girl do?
romantic. She was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." And I look and I was like, "I'm getting arrested."
Yeah.
If I do that.
Yeah, you
That
smell
right
like a
there.
sexy strawberry.
That exact thing.
Tased,
You smell
shot,
like a
stabbed.
sexy strawberry.
You like strawberry picking.
Matt, a very important question here.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hot is your friend?
Oh,
Because that will determine how creepy that statement is.
Yeah, at that time.
He's attractive. The voice helps. And so many times, friends of mine or family members would meet him. They had heard about him, and they would meet him. And every single time after they were done, they were like, I get it.
Yep, the accent.
Yeah.
He's got a suave.
He could get away with
suaveness
saying
about.
bizarre things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Yeah.
helps.
The
It
voice,
helps.
the accent. Yeah. Great head
How
of hair.
hot is the bride?
She was very attractive.
Yeah.
I'd met her. I'd seen pictures of her before, and I'd talked to her on the phone. But the last time that he and I were able to get together, it was just him. She had something going on. So this is the first time I'd met her in person.
Got it.
Very attractive. Very
Okay.
funny.
Show me a picture after this.
I will pull up a
She's
photo.
married,
I'll pull up a
Jason.
photo of the bride and groom for
I
everybody.
know that, Katie. It doesn't matter. I just want a picture.
He,
My God.
he looks and he goes, made
Having a tough
mistake.
time.
Yeah.
She should have waited. She should have waited for me. Yeah, he's having a tough time, everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
a tough
where are they
time.
going on their honeymoon? Do you know?
That I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't ask that question,
it.
but that's probably added on separately.
Oh,
Like this
totally.
was just
That's
the
not in
price
the-
of the
yeah.
wedding reception.
Yeah.
Now, this might be, I think it's Sebastian Maniscalco talking about how much things cost. I could be wrong.
I'm Italian. I grew up with an Italian father, Sicilian immigrant, right? Been working since I've been 8 years old. Was watching cartoons on a Saturday morning. My father walked in the living room. He's like, "Hey, go start a business." Now? Father, he never bought us anything growing up. I come from a middle-class family. But my father told me and my sister who had what we wanted. In the neighborhood, right? We're like, "Dad, could we get a dog?" "Dog? 2 houses down. They got a dog." You feel like petting something? You walk 2 houses down and hope to God the dog's outside.
And then it continues
He
a little
is so funny.
bit. How his dad would always be, anytime they walked into anyone's house, or even he said, if he was there tonight, he was at the show that he did this comedy special. He walked in, he was like, "How much this cost? How much does that curtain cost? Like everything. How much does that cost?" So he grew up just wondering what everything cost.
It's like
I'm
you,
kinda that
Jared,
way.
are a Sicilian immigrant.
I am.
Yeah.
I always want to know what things cost.
I do too.
What people
Dude,
paid for.
that must
Yeah.
be a dude thing.
I don't know
think it's
why.
a dude
That's a
thing.
dude thing.
Really? I
Yes.
always wanna know.
No. Doesn't
Like when
even
I went
cross
to your
my
wedding,
mind.
I was like, "How much did this cost?"
No, it should cross my mind, but it does not.
I was like, "Mamma mia!" And they're like,
No,
"What are you
it
doing?" I'm like, "I
definitely-
don't know."
Definitely. Maybe it is a guy thing. My friend Sean, now, he would definitely ask if I had, how much was this?
Really?
He would start asking. He would start, and we start noting everything. Yeah.
Oh.
Now I went to the sushi restaurant this past week.
And
and-
Katie doesn't care about that, though. She
don't
doesn't
care
care
about
about the cost
No,
of
she
the
doesn't.
restaurant.
She
No,
doesn't
I
know.
just wanted to make it look nice and it better taste good.
And I met a guy, and he owned the restaurant, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're stuff." EDM came up. I'm like, I've heard more about EDM this week than
Wow.
I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he said before he moved here, he had a birthday party. I think he's got some money, and he had marshmallow at his birthday party.
Oh, my
birthday
God.
party?
And he was the headliner at
Oh.
his birthday because Skrillex was also there
The fact that he had a
wow.
headliner.
at his birthday party.
Yeah.
It wasn't at. He went to go see him. They came to his
Him.
party, and I was like,
Dang.
I had a headliner at our gender reveal hugs.
He was also the
Intern hugs.
custodian.
Double duty.
Right. He was the waiter. He was the DJ.
The trash
He cleaned
man.
up.
Yeah.
Then he had to come back because he didn't do a good enough job.
"Yeah," and everyone was so excited. Like, Jason has a clown here. This is great. All
Cool.
right, Matt. Very cool.
Yes.
$115,000 wedding, at least. I bet.
Yep.
Probably more than that. All right. Some women are protesting the election. Many people are upset. Other people are happy, but the people upset are letting people know. Some of them protesting the election results in a very interesting way, and the men in their lives hate it. Find out what they're doing next. Jared and Katie in the morning.